Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddhang, buddhang, buddhang vande. Dhammang, dhammang, dhammang vande. Sanghang, sanghang, sanghang vande. Buddhang, dhammang, sanghang vande. Homage to the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Dhamma. Homage to the Sangha. Homage to the Triple Gem. Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa. Homage to the Exalted One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Three refuge. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. 5 precepts, Panchasila. Phanati phata veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. Adinna-dana veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from stealing. Kāmesu miccācara veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. Musāvāda veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. Surameraya majjapama dattana veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Buddha Vandana. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang Samma Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Santa Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati. Such indeed the exalted one, worthy, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and conduct, well gone, nor of the world, incomparable trainer of persons to be tamed, the supreme teacher of deities and men, enlightened and exalted. Now, we are going to offer these items to the Supreme Buddha, flowers, candles, drinks, and all the items contemplating on the Supreme Buddha's noble qualities. Now we together offer these items to the Supreme Buddha, reciting the Gathas. Vandami cetiyang sambang sambatane supatithitam Saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddharupang sakalang sadam Ganasaram padintena dipena tamadang sinam Tilokadipang sambuddham pujayami tamonudam Gandha sambhara yuntena dupena hang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyantam puja bhajana muttamam vanna gandha gunopetam etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindansa siripada saroruhe Adivase tuno bhante paniyam upanamitam Anukampannupadaya patiganhatumuttamam Adivase tuno bhante gilana panchayam imam anukampannupadaya patiganhatumuttamam imina punya kammena mame bala samagamun Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pantiyam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Venerable members of the Mahasangha, friends in Dhamma, dear devotees, today we are going to start our weekly Dhamma program on Saturday. First of all, we hope to practice meditation at the beginning of the sermon. By practicing loving kindness thoughts, we are going to develop our spirituality. You know, the Supreme Buddha has explained the importance of practicing loving kindness meditation. In Buddhism, practicing loving kindness meditation is highly appreciated because we mostly suffer because of anger. If we are able to practice loving kindness thoughts, we are able to overcome anger, which is the one of the main reasons of suffering. Therefore, now, dear friends, please get ready for sit-in meditation with loving kindness meditation. And by practicing loving kindness meditation, we are going to develop our spirituality, reducing anger. At the same time, we hope to bless all the people in this world who are suffering a lot of sicknesses and sufferings in these days. Okay, dear friends, please get ready for sitting meditation. Relax your body, please. Straight your body and keep your right hand on the left hand. Close the eyes gently. And please keep your attention around the nose or upper lip in the present moment. Now I am going to spread loving kindness meditation for everyone, those who are suffering in this world. May all beings at this home be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this city be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this county be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this state be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this country be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this country be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this continent be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this planet, the earth, be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this solar system be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this galaxy, the Milky Way, be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this universe be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this entire world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. I see it all over the world like my family, like my children. I wish all of them. I spread loving kindness thoughts for everyone, those who are suffering in this world. May they be free from suffering. May they be healthy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Venerable members of the Mahasangha, friends in Dhamma, here we are going to explain one of the topics about Buddhism. Today our topic is Buddhism in short. We are going to give you a short introduction what Buddhism is, what the message of the Buddha, what the Buddha explained for 45 years as a summary. When we see the Buddha's message, all the doctrines that Buddha explained for 45 years can be summarized into three. One of them is the doctrines that Buddha explained for success in this immediate life, and the doctrines that Buddha explained for the success of next birth, and also the doctrines that Buddha explained for the success of getting rid of suffering, the way that Buddha explained for overcoming the samsaric circle. One day, a householder, Vyagapajya, came to Buddha and asked a question. Bhante, please explain me. Reverend Sir, please explain the qualities that I have to practice for the success of this immediate life. Then Buddha explained 4 qualities that we have to practice for the success of this birth. There Buddha says, Uttana Sampada, Arakka Sampada, Kalyana Mittata, Samajivikata. Uttana Sampada means the accomplishment of determined effort, working hard for our education and for our careers, jobs. That is the very first thing that we should do to succeed in this immediate life. The second fact that Buddha explained, Arakka Sampada, the accomplishment of watchfulness. We should protect what we earned hard. That is the second one. The third one, Kalyana Mitrata, good association. When we have good friends who have qualities, good human values, then it is helpful us to succeed in this immediate life. Next, Buddha says, Samajivikata, balanced livelihood. We should use our money according to what we earn. Our earning and our use in our money should be balanced. That is also very important. We have a balanced livelihood. These four things are important to succeed this immediate life. Uttana Sampada, Arakka Sampada, Kalyana Mitrata, Samajivikata. The accomplishment of determined effort, the accomplishment of watchfulness, good association, and balanced livelihood. Then he asks, Reverend Sir, please explain the doctrines that I can practice to succeed my next life. Then Buddha explained four qualities that we can practice. Saddha Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence in what the Buddha taught. Sila Sampada, the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct, morality. And Chaga Sampada, the accomplishment of charity, practicing generosity. And also Panya Sampada, the accomplishment of wisdom. These four things are useful to succeed next life, and also they help us to overcome the samsaric circle completely. The main thing that we should gain in this life through listening to Dhamma is that having sammaditthi or right understanding. When we discuss Buddha's message, all the doctrines that we can see in the three baskets can be summarized in one stanza. Buddha says, Sabba papa sakaranam kusala upasampada sacitta pariyodapanam etang buddhana sasanam. Not to do any evil. Practicing good deeds, purifying one's mind. This is the message of all the Buddhas who appear in this world. In short, the Buddha's message is that purifying one's mind. Sacitta pariyodapanam. We do everything for inner peace, happiness. Our main purpose of that happiness. We usually do for happiness, studying something, earning something, and collecting something. These are the things that we do for our peace or happiness. But Buddha explains very clearly, our happiness completely depends on reducing negative thoughts from our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we are able to increase our inner peace or happiness. Here, we should understand the negative thoughts, unwholesome mental states that disturb our peace of mind. Buddha says there are three unwholesome mental roots that disturb our peace of mind. They are greed, anger, and delusion. Greed or attachment means if we like something, if we want something, earn again and again. This is the attachment or greed. The next one is detachment or anger. If we don't like something, then we dislike it and we hate it. Then anger arises. The next one is delusion or ignorance, not knowing the world reality as it is. These three things are the main reasons that cause us to get suffering. In this situation, Buddha explains the way how we overcome these unwholesome mental states little by little from our mind. For that, first Buddha explains with the understanding of the karmic law. we have to practice good deeds in our day-to-day life. Very first thing is that according to Sabba Papa Sakarana, not to do any evil. We should have discipline in our speech and behavior. We should have to overcome negative actions, physical and verbal actions. Then we can overcome some problems little by little. The reason is that when our mind is polluted, then negative actions happen in our life. When our mind is pure, then our actions are correct. Therefore, we have to keep our mind very pure and calm. Our happiness completely depends on our purity of our mind. In this situation, first, we try to overcome negative actions from our life, then we practice good deeds as much as we can in this immediate life. For that, Buddha explains the benefits of practicing good deeds in this life. When we practice three meritorious deeds with the understanding of the karmic law as generosity, virtue, and mental culture or meditation, we can gain visible results in this immediate life. When we practice good deeds, Buddha says that means chitta lankarang, chitta parikarang. When we practice meritorious deeds in our day-to-day life, we decorate our mind and we give gifts to our mind. We give some food for our mind by practicing good deeds in our day-to-day life. And also we can get some visible results such as longevity, good health, success in our education and career. These are the things that we can see as the result of practicing three meritorious deeds in our day-to-day life. Not only that, the highest benefit that we receive throughout practicing good deeds is that having good friendship. We meet good friends who explain the Buddha's message. Actually, Buddha says having a good friend is the most valuable benefit or result that we receive throughout practicing good deeds in our life. When we meet good friends, then they explain what the Buddha explained. Especially throughout listening to Dhamma, we can understand the path that leads to getting rid of suffering. According to Vyagapajya Sutta, Buddha says the qualities that we have to practice to succeed our next life. There are four qualities are explained by the Blessed One. Saddha Sampada, Sila Sampada, Tyaga Sampada, and Panya Sampada. The accomplishment of confidence in what the Buddha taught, the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct, the accomplishment of charity or generosity, the accomplishment of Panya. Little by little we go forward, purifying our mind. When we are pleasant to Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, when we contemplate on the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, little by little we can purify our mind from negative thoughts. The Buddha says, contemplating on the qualities of the Buddha is one of the meditation techniques that we can practice to purify our mind. That is a samatha meditation technique, a concentration meditation technique. We can contemplate on that the Buddha is worthy, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, incomparable trainer of persons to be tamed, the supreme teacher of deities and men, enlightened and exalted. If we are able to contemplate on these qualities of the Buddha again and again, little by little we are able to overcome negative thoughts such as greed, anger from our mind. Not only that, we can reflect on the qualities of the Dhamma, what the Buddha taught. Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo. Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One. Sanditiko, visible results. Akaliko, immediately effective. Ehipasiko, calling one to come and see. Opanaiko, leading onwards. Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyuhi. This is personally realized by the wise. In this situation, when we contemplate on the qualities of the Dhamma, we are so happy because we can reduce negative thoughts from our mind. Not only that, we can contemplate on the qualities of the Sangha, the Buddha's noble disciples. They are the supreme field of merits for the world. The Buddha's disciples have dedicated their entire life for the spiritual life and for the longevity of the dispensation of the Buddha. When we contemplate on the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, our mind is so pure and calm. Then little by little we can develop our inner peace. Saddha Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And also Sila Sampada, the accomplishment of discipline or morality, moral conduct, virtue. When we have discipline in our speech and behavior, especially abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, and intoxicating drinks and drugs, this is the virtue or moral conduct, the 5 precepts, the foundation of our life. If we practice this path, actually we can overcome a lot of problems in our day-to-day life. We have no fear, we have no doubt. We have good friendship. Our relatives, friends are very pleasant to us, and we can develop the confidence of our close relatives when we have good discipline in our life. That is accomplishment, the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct. Not only that, practicing generosity. He who practices generosity gains a lot of happiness. Piti mudarang vindati data. By practicing charity or generosity, little by little we can purify our mind from greed, which is one of the reasons that disturb our inner peace. That is the Chaga Sampada. And also Panya Sampada, the accomplishment of wisdom. This helps us to overcome the samsaric circle completely. Buddha says this is the real gem, and also this helps us to overcome all the defilements from our mind, the Panya or wisdom. What is the Panya? The insight meditation or Samadhi. What is the Samadhi? Samadhi or the Four Noble Truth is the main topic in Buddhism. This is the heart of Buddhism. Our understanding in Buddhism completely depends on understanding the Four Noble Truths. What is the first truth? Buddha says Dukkha Satya, Dukkhara Satya, the noble truth of suffering. What is the noble truth of suffering? Buddha says, when we experience something as the primary level experience, as the result of our previous actions, that first experience, the I forms eye consciousness and eye contact. With these facts, the 5 aggregates arise, the 5 groups of existence, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Rupa means forms, Vedana feelings, Sanya perceptions, Sankhara mental formations, and Vijnana consciousness. These 5 things arise together as the result of our previous actions. This very first experience is pure. It is neither painful or happy. That is just a result. That is neutral. When we are ignorant about this very first experience, the 5 aggregates, then we go to acquire new mental formations, new karma. The main reason is that ignorance. Therefore, Buddha says the importance of understanding this first noble truth, the noble truth of suffering. the very first noble truth should be realized by the wise. When we experience something, when we understand something through our senses, if we are able to understand when I recognize something as form, sounds, smell, or taste, the very first experience the senses and objects have ceased already, then we suddenly look at insight. This is insight meditation. This is the highest understanding. The very first experience, the dukkha satya, should be realized by the wise. When we realize the first experience as neutral, and also if we are mindful and wise that when I recognize something, the first experience has already ceased, then suddenly we look at insight, that is insight meditation or vipassana bhavana. Then we are on the path of the getting rid of suffering. Nirodha Gahamini Patipada Satya. When first experience arises, if we are ignorant, we go to the world. Avidya Patya Sankhara. Because of ignorance, mental formations arise. Then we are in the samsaric circle. If our mind is fixed in outside material things and persons and inside mind, it means we are not away from suffering, we depend on suffering. If our mind is fixed in outside material things with ignorance, when those things change, we get suffering. We are suffering. That is why we should be wise and mindful according to what Buddha taught. With the understanding of the first truth, the noble truth of suffering, dukkha satya, we always try to keep our mind in mindfulness and wisdom. That is the thing Buddha says, practicing mindfulness is the only way for the getting rid of suffering. When we are mindful that when I understand something, the first experience has ceased, then we suddenly look at inside, then we have no attachment or even detachment. We see this outside world as an empty village. Sunyato lokang avekasu. We see the world as empty because when we experience something, the physical world, the material world has already ceased. We recognize something not through our eye consciousness but through our mind consciousness. That mind consciousness also impermanent, dissatisfactory, and selfless. With this understanding, we always practice impermanence meditation, insight meditation. How do we practice insight meditation? I is impermanent, forms are impermanent, eye consciousness is impermanent, eye contact is impermanent, eye feelings are impermanent. Then ear is impermanent, sounds are impermanent, ear consciousness is impermanent, ear contact is impermanent. We reflect on our internal senses and external objects as impermanent, as selfless. We practice insight meditation about the previous experience, the previous 5 aggregates, which is the result of our karma. When we reflect on this reality, the suffering gradually ceases. This is the path that Buddha explained. By practicing this path, little by little, we are able to overcome ignorance or delusion. The more we overcome delusion or ignorance, avidya, the more we overcome attachment and detachment or anger, greed and anger. The more we overcome greed, hatred, and delusion, the more we purify our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we live in mindfulness and wisdom. The more we live in mindfulness and wisdom, the more we have overcome suffering. It means we have liberation. This is the liberation, emancipation, enlightenment, the everlasting happiness the Supreme Buddha explained. On this path, the right understanding or Samadhi plays a very big role. Samadhi is very important. With the association of good friendship and listening to Dhamma, little by little we can develop our Samadhi or right understanding, correct vision. When we have right understanding about the Four Noble Truths, then we have right intention, Samma Sankappa. We always overcome the negative thoughts from our mind, such as sensuous attachment or desire, and the desire of anger, the desire of cruelty. We overcome these negative thoughts from our mind. As the result of practicing this path, we are able to overcome hindrances from our mind, such as kamachanda, sensual pleasure, vyapada, ill will, tinamidda, sloth and torpor, uddacha kukucha, restlessness and worries, and vichikicha, skeptical doubt. These are the hindrances that cover our emancipation or liberation, nivarana. These hindrances cover the enlightenment, nibbana. That is why we have to overcome these negative thoughts from our mind by practicing the Dhamma, what the Buddha explained. Right intention. Then we go forward little by little. Right speech, samma vacha. When we speak something, we think again and again whether it is correct. We protect our speech, words. Then we have correct speech, abstaining from false speech, malicious words, harsh words, useless words. We abstain from these negative or unwholesome words from our life. Right speech, samma vacha. Samma kammanta, right action. We abstain from killing beings, sexual misconduct, and stealing. Then our actions are correct. We are happy. We have confidence. We have no fear to go to any society without doubt. These are the benefits of practicing sila or virtue or moral conduct. When we have right actions, furthermore we go forward with samma ajiva, right livelihood. When we do a job, we think again and again whether it is correct. We earn money righteously, honestly, and truly. The next one is right effort. We always try to overcome unwholesome deeds, and also we train our mind to practice good deeds, wholesome actions in our life. Samma vayama, right effort. Samma sati, right mindfulness. Then we practice mindfulness. We are aware of our body and mind. We always protect mindfulness. We are always mindful with our body and mind. And especially when we practice mindfulness, we are aware of our mental states. And we know the mental formations that we have at the moment. Then negative emotions are unable to live in our mind, they go away. Then positive thoughts gradually increase in our mind, such as generosity, mindfulness, confidence, and wisdom. These are the positive thoughts that we can develop in our mind for our inner peace. When we practice mindfulness little by little, our mind gains concentration. Then we are able to keep our mind in a particular wholesome object for a long time, practicing meditation techniques. Especially in this level, Buddha explained the importance of practicing loving kindness meditation. which is the highest quality that we can practice to develop our spirituality in the mundane level. Contemplating on that, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. When our mind has no anger, then we are very present. Our mind is so peaceful and very calm because we have no detachment with anyone, no anything. When we have loving kindness, then we have mudita, sympathetic joy, and karuna, compassion, and finally our mind becomes equanimity, upekha. We make a balanced mind. When we see the karmic law in this world, we become equanimity little by little. The reason is that we are unable to control something in this world. We try to change something in this world by practicing good deeds in our day-to-day life. If we are unable to do it, we don't get upset. We make a balanced mind, equanimity. Not only that, on the other side, when we reflect on impermanence of five aggregates, the five aggregates are the very first experience. If we are ignorant about the very first experience of the five groups of existence, then we are going to the clinging of five aggregates. That is the main reason of suffering that we have in our life. In this situation, we think the highest spirituality, highest quality that we can practice in the supramundane level is that contemplating on impermanence. For our spiritual goal, liberation, emancipation, we understand the highest quality that we can practice is that reflecting on impermanence. Impermanence of our inner senses, external objects, consciousnesses, feelings, and contacts. We reflect on everything as impermanent. Then we see only thing which happens in the world is that impermanence. What is the impermanence? Every moment, five aggregates arise and cease. They arise and cease every moment. The only thing which happens in my life is that impermanence. The interesting thing is that the previous experience doesn't come to the present, and present experience will not go to future. Ahutva sambhutang hutva nabhavisati. Not being occurred comes to occurrence. Being occurred will not go to occurrence. This is the reality. In short, what Buddha explained is that finally practicing wisdom or practicing insight meditation. Buddha says, I proclaim only one doctrine for the world for getting rid of suffering is that reflecting on impermanence of five aggregates. For the mundane level and supramundane level, this is only one advice that Buddha has given. Therefore, as Buddha's followers, as the persons who wish to attain the peace of mind, we should give the priority to practice reflection on impermanence in our five aggregates. Our entire life is the five aggregates. The five aggregates can be seen in various stages. Very first stage is that which is neutral or neither painful or happy. The very first experience is neutral, the five aggregates. If we are ignorant about this first experience, we are going to cling to the five aggregates, then the attachment or clinging of five aggregates. That is the suffering. Then we have to get suffering. Then we have suffering because we depend on outside material things. When those things change, we think this change happens to my life. But if we can overcome this ignorance from those material things and persons, if we can live inside with mindfulness and wisdom, then we suddenly understand, I recognize something through my mind, and also when I recognize something through my mind, the first experience has ceased, and also the present experience or the present mind consciousness also impermanent. It arises and ceases. Our mind is not fixed anything outside or even inside. This is the way how we can get rid of suffering, according to what the Buddha explained. Our success completely depends on our happiness. Our happiness depends on getting rid of greed, anger, and delusion. And finally, getting rid of greed, anger, and delusion depends on practicing wisdom or insight meditation. Therefore, we have to give the priority to practice insight meditation as impermanence, selfless, and dissatisfactory. This is the Buddha's message in short. In one side, Buddha explains the way how we succeed this immediate life by practicing our effort, balanced livelihood, good friendship, and watchfulness. And then Buddha explains the way how we can achieve a blissful life hereafter by practicing Saddha Sampada, Sila Sampada, and Chaga Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence, charity, and virtue. These qualities help us to have a blissful life hereafter, next life. Not only that, those qualities help us to go on the path of liberation with wisdom or panya. The accomplishment of wisdom, panya sampada, completely help us to achieve the liberation, getting rid of suffering. That is why Buddha says, Sabbe sankara anicchati yada panyaya passati ataha nibbindati dukkhe esamaggo visuddhya. All conditioned things are impermanent. He who sees this reality with wisdom overcomes suffering. This is the path to purity. Not only that, Buddha says, Sabbe sankara dukkha. All conditioned things are dissatisfactory. And also, Sabbe dhamma anatta. All phenomena are selfless. He who sees this reality with wisdom overcomes suffering. This is the path to purity. What is the purity? Getting rid of greed, anger, and delusion completely. The more we purify our mind, the more we achieve the liberation or happiness. This is the path that Buddha explained for 45 years in his doctrines. This is the message that the Sangha, the Buddha's noble disciples, have been bringing this message from generation to generation for 2,500 years. We should be grateful. What is the highest gratitude that we can do? That we should learn this message and we should practice this message, and also we try to gain the results in this immediate life. This is the way how we can increase the value of our life. Our life is so valuable. If we want to increase the value of our life, we should live with the Dhamma the Buddha discovered and proclaimed to the world. By practicing Dhamma, in one side, we practice three meritorious deeds, Dana, Sila, and Bhavana, with the understanding of the karmic law. On the other side, we practice three disciplines, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, virtue, concentration, and wisdom, with the understanding of the dependent origination. Finally, we are able to overcome ignorance or delusion, which is the main cause of suffering according to the dependent origination. When we are ignorant, avidya paccaya sankhara, mental formations arise because of ignorance. Then we are in the sansaric circle, we are in suffering. If we want to overcome the sansaric circle completely, avidyayatve vasesa viraga nirodha sankhara nirodho. With cessation of ignorance completely, we are able to overcome mental formations which consist with ignorance. Then we are away from the sansaric circle. It means We don't depend on outside materials or persons. It means we are away from suffering. We are away from samsaric circle. Day by day, we should practice this path and we should try to overcome these negative emotions from our mind, unwholesome mental states from our mind, and little by little we can develop our inner peace, purifying one's mind. This is the main doctrine advice that Buddha gave us in short. Buddha's message in short that the way how we succeed this immediate life and how we have a blissful life hereafter and how we succeed our samsaric circle, how we overcome the samsaric circle, getting rid of suffering completely. This is the message of the Buddha in short. For that, day by day, we should go forward by listening Dhamma, by practicing Dhamma, by getting the results of practicing Dhamma. For that, I wish you all the best. At this moment, we acquired a lot of positive mental states in our mind by the power of this spirituality. May you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success by the power of this spirituality. Finally, may all of us attain the final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantaca nirdukkam, bhayam pantaca nirbhayam, sokam pantaca nissokam, hontu sabbe pipanino. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May the Triple Gem bless you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.